Alright guys, I told you this video was going to be up, but you didn't believe me. Why didn't you believe me? Anyway, before we get started, I want to introduce my guest star, and that is GregXB3, or is it XB3?
The second. Hi.
Yes, not that other Greg who is very awesome, that other awesome Greg.
I wish I were him.
Anyway, yeah, we're doing a, this is going to be the all Disney Q&A. One thing I want to mention is that some of the questions did get spammed, so if someone's question is missing, it's not because we didn't answer it, it's just that YouTube is a dick sometimes, so I deeply apologize for that.
I hate how YouTube is turned into. I just hate this whole Google Plus.
Yeah.
Google Plus sucks.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I do deeply want to apologize for that. If we didn't get your question, it was because YouTube misplaced your question or marked it as spam. So yeah, we're gonna power through this. So, Greg, are you ready?
As ready as I'll ever be.
All right. So here we go. First question comes from JamesFan1991, and he asks, "My little sister asked me this question, and I want to know what you think." Okay, what's your question? Which Disney princess do you think would make a good companion for the Doctor? I think Belle and Ariel would make good companions because their stories have monsters in them, so they might be able to handle the Daleks and Cyber. What do you think, Greg? What do you think? Who would be a good, like, in terms of like the Disney princesses? What do you think you could see traveling with the Doctor?
Jasmine, she wanted to get out of Agrabah and the palace anyway.
I could see that. She wanted to get out of the palace, and she wanted to go traveling, and she's a very intelligent, very hands-on kind of person. I could see the Doctor.
And she had to deal with Jafar constantly stalking her and wanting to make it with her, so what could be scarier than that?
Yeah, I think the Doctor would be pretty much like, oh, okay, you want to travel with me? Okay. Belle would be good, too. Belle was very intelligent. I mean, I think the Doctor would adore that. I don't know. Rapunzel from Tangled. I think she'd be a lot of fun. I think the first time she met the Doctor, she hit him with the frying pan.
Probably, yeah.
I think also, like, when with Frozen, I think Elsa would be very interesting on the TARDIS because it'd just be kind of hilarious, like she would accidentally freeze the controls or something.
I still haven't seen Frozen yet. I really want to, but I haven't gotten around to it.
Yeah. I don't know, like, those would be my first and foremost picks, but Ariel would be cool too. The problem is that it depends on which Ariel. Is it Fish Ariel? Because then the Doctor's gotta be like, hang on, I'll get a bucket of water.
Well, she sold her soul for a vagina and a man she doesn't know, so you never know, should go.
Oh boy.
And if that line goes to the nostalgia chick.
Alright, so thank you for that question, James Fan. Next is King Nazaru, and he asks, which Disney villain and or annoying Disney characters would you wish to be punched by Super Saiyan God Goku? People seem to forget that I haven't watched Dragon Ball Z Battle of the Gods yet, nor have I really had an interest to because I'm not the biggest DBZ fan, but I don't know.
I'm not a DBZ fan at all, but well, who would I want to see a punch? Well, I never liked Captain Hook all that much. Punch him.
I like Captain Hook. He was so over the top, and
I think the reason why I don't particularly like the Disney version of Captain Hook is I first saw the movie when I was about 9, 10. At the same time, there was a show on Fox Kids called Peter Pan and the Pirates, and there was a really badass Captain Hook on that show, voiced by Tim Curry, so I was comparing them in my mind at the time, and
I think I've seen that show, too, that one you're talking about on Fox Kids with the Tim Curry hook.
He won an Emmy for that.
Really?
Really, yeah. I haven't seen it in 20 years. I don't know if it holds up, but I liked it then.
I like that. Okay, enough about Captain Hook. I don't know which one. Okay, so you said Hook for you. For me, it's gotta be. What's that little thing that followed Gaston around? That little fat guy.
Him. I don't know his name either, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Let's see. So Hook would be my villain to get punched. Who would be my annoying character to get punched? say Jar Jar Binks since Disney owns that now?
I guess that counts.
Or Carly Cooper since Disney owns Marvel?
I guess that counts too. In terms of annoying character...
From the Disney canon.
Well, I meant for me, I'm trying to think of my annoying character to get destroyed here.
Well, I'll pick everyone from the Goliath Chronicles who wasn't in the canon show.
Okay, I'll go with that too. Let's think of that question, Nazaru. Next question comes from CH Crusher. I hope I'm saying that YouTube name right. And he asks, what is your favorite Disney cartoon? Really? You don't know?
Visit my channel if you can't figure it out.
I'll give you a hint. The characters are stone by day, warriors by night.
That's my hint also, and there's a psychotic redhead who's one of the main villains.
Yeah, so more or less, yeah, it's Gargoyles.
Yeah.
So yeah, think of that. That was a pretty brief one, but think of that question. Crusher, CH Crusher. Next comes Burnouter7, and he asks, if you could make a Randy Cunningham 9th grade ninja team up with any character in comics or cartoons, what would you have him team up with? Mine are, he's got a list. Spider-Man, TMNT, Jake American Dragon, Danny Phantom, Static Shock, Gravity Falls, Young Justice, Steven Universe. Okay, so...
What's he talking about? I don't understand the question.
It's this new Disney show on Disney XD called, Randy Cunningham 9th grade ninja.
Never heard of it.
Pretty much what the question is like he's asking like what that character would be cool to see him team up with, and I think the top two are my answers as well. Burnouter, Spider-Man, and TMNT. Randy has this very personality like Spider-Man. In fact, like some of the moves are very Spider-Man like, and I think he'd just have a blast teaming up with the Ninja Turtles as well. Everyone else you said would be pretty cool too, but those would be my top two as well.
Well, I don't know who he is, but I'm going to say Sherelle the Shredder. He could have another Karai, a male Karai.
Okay. I'll accept that. Next question comes... So thank you for that question, Burnout. Our next question comes from Green Arrow Hunter, and he asks, what are your top 5 Disney heroes? Greg, you want to go first?
Maleficent. Wait, she's not a hero? Let's see. I like Goliath and Gargoyles a lot. Darkwing Duck. Aladdin was a great hero. So was the Beast. Let's see. Eddie Valiant and Roger Rabbit as a team. And, Jack Skellington.
Okay. For me, I'm going to go with Goliath as well. I'm going to go with, Goliath.
I try to pick one per show or production so that I wouldn't be picking the entire Manhattan clan.
Goliath, Darkwing Duck.
Yeah.
Those are 2 for me. Crap, I'm trying to think here. What is that one character from The Rescuers? That little mouse guy.
Bernard?
Yeah, Bernard. Bernard was such a likable guy. He was a very relatable character for a mouse.
Yeah, he was. It's been a while since I've seen The Rescuers, but... I forgot Basil of Baker Street.
Oh, yeah, Basil's awesome, too. That dude was like the Benedict Cumberbatch Sherlock before there was Benedict Cumberbatch Sherlock.
I guarantee you he smokes opium, too. They just wouldn't show us that in the Disney movie.
Yeah, but they'll show like a weird burlesque mouse show. For kids.
Love it.
Anyway. I don't know, I've got so many. I guess you could say, like, in terms of other favorite heroes I liked was, like, Merlin from the Sword in the Stone.
He's the best part of that movie.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of that movie, but Merlin's fun.
I keep thinking of that movie as a time, and I'm a huge fan of the Arthurian mythology, but every time I think of that movie, I'm thinking, oh, that's that movie where King Arthur is almost raped by a squirrel.
Yeah, that's, oh yeah, and Robin Hood, from the, the anthropomorphic Robin Hood. Let's see, we're going to keep going off this question for a while, so thank you for that question, Green Arrow Hunter. Next question comes from Grimlock 1992, and he asked, here is two different ones. So I guess since it's two different questions, I guess we can pick which question we want to use, because I have that whole one question per person law, but maybe we can bend the rules a little bit, and maybe if we answer two different, since there's two of us and two different questions, we'll answer each one of those. So here are the two questions. What is your idea of what world to appear in Kingdom Hearts? And the other one is, but if you don't want to answer that one, you can think of all the Disney people you would want to see in the premise of the game.
Gargoyles is my answer to both. Oh, that's your answer too. You know it is.
Yeah. Although, I think I've talked about this too on when I talked about when they announced Kingdom Hearts 3. I've talked about, Gravity Falls. I think, and we'll actually get this question more in depth later on. So, yeah, more or less Gravity Falls, Gargoyles.
Saint Canard.
Yeah. And I'd like to say, what was that other world? Maybe could we get possibly maybe a return to Halloween Town, but we've been to Halloween Town twice. Maybe we could get, what? Now I'm forgetting now. Great.
Love to see Moe's and Wrath. We don't know if they do Agrabah again. It's going to be an adaptation of King of Thieves, and they're going to skip over Moe's and Wrath.
Yeah, sadly. Although Mirage would be a great boss fight.
She would be, but they won't use her.
Yeah. There's so many other worlds and characters to use, so I guess, other worlds would be fun, the Treasure Planet would be great.
I haven't seen that. I've heard good things, though.
Yeah. Treasure Planet would be a lot of fun.
Hey, since Disney owns most of the Quentin Tarantino movies, Pulp Fiction.
Really? Disney owns them?
Yes, they do. They own Miramax. Miramax owns those movies.
That was a creepy thought.
Inglourious Basterds. Sword teams up with the Bastards to kill Hitler.
Yeah, Hitler would be a great boss fight.
I suppose Hans Landa would be the boss fight, but...
No. It would be one of the party members is Beatrix Kiddo.
I love where this is going.
We've created we need to move on before we've completely damned the whole Kingdom Hearts universe. Anyway, what was I?
Slice off a cop's ear with the Keyblade.
Yeah, Oren is a totally great boss fight. The crazy. We have to fight the Crazy 88. It's all in black and white.
We should move on. We really should.
Yeah. So, next question comes from Galactus Girl, and she asks, favorite Disney characters, classic character, hero, and villain. So pretty much, number one villain, one hero.
Maleficent and, classic. The classic heroes are kind of dull.
Yeah, that's the problem with them, is that they're, outside of, Maleficent, who else does anyone remember that? Well, obviously the evil queen.
Yeah, but she's also a villain.
Yeah.
I mean, the princes don't really have much personality.
I hate to say it, but early Disney characters didn't have the greatest of development.
I suppose if I had to pick one, it would be... Although it's not one of my favorite movies. I suppose Cinderella has the most character arc out of all of them back in those days.
I was gonna say Pinocchio.
Oh, Pinocchio, yeah. No, Jiminy Cricket. Jiminy Cricket. Pinocchio's a dumbass.
Oh, here's another one. The mouse, the rat. What's that mouse's name from Dumbo?
I don't remember. I've not seen Dumbo in over 20 years.
I actually saw it a few weeks ago on TV, and I was like, huh. And they kept in the crows scene.
Yes. And the pink elephants.
Oh, dude, pink elephants, like, it's weird and it makes no sense in the movie. That's the same thing, like, actually, I still get, as even grown up, I still get freaked out by Monstro and Pinocchio.
Monstro's awesome.
Yeah. Well,
okay, yeah, Jiminy Cricket and Maleficent, those are my answers.
Okay, I guess that'll work.
What are yours?
I'm gonna go with Pinocchio and Maleficent as well.
She's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, granted, all she does is just get pissed. All she does is just get mad for no reason.
No, I think she has a reason. She wasn't invited to a birthday party.
Yeah.
She was snubbed. Being snubbed sucks.
And now she's gonna get her own movie this year.
No, she's not. That movie does not exist.
Even if it's written by Paul Dini.
Keep in mind, Paul Dini wrote episodes of Ultimate Spider-Man. That means nothing.
Well, we're getting Peter, the new Doctor, in there, so... Yeah. Anyway,
it's a cash grab because they probably denied the rights to Wicked.
Anyway, thank you for that question, Galactus Girl. Next question comes from Alistair Boneman. Hope I'm saying that last name right. Okay, here's the question. Knowing that you, like me, are a huge Gargoyles fan, and Gargoyles is owned by Disney, would you want to see a revived TV show based in modern day, aka the 2000s, or a movie? And if so, which movie would you prefer? Live action with Gargoyles in, like, CGI costumes, or make it live action stuff?
If it's in continuity with the show, I want to revive the series.
Yeah, we'll never get that.
90s nostalgia has to hit sometime. I mean, they've brought everything else back.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I knew, like, sadly, as much as I wanted a revived revived Gargoyles, it would have to be as a sequel to the series, still same creative team, or at least Weissman on there. That's his baby.
Yeah, but what Weissman would do is he would probably have it take place immediately after season 2 and just not mention the date, and you would just see flat screens and smaller cell phones.
Exactly.
That's what the comic did. I mean, there's just in the comics where you would see the inside of Thalog's office, and he had a flat screen monitor, and I'm thinking, this is still 1996, right?
Oh, that'd be great. Alright. So yeah, I would like to see it, but sadly, reality sucks. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you for that question, Alistair. Next question comes from Mr. Goodplot, and he asks, what would you do if you attained Walt Disney's frozen head?
I would put it on a robotic body and send it to Cuba to eat Elian Gonzalez.
And then get killed by Fidel Castro.
Yes, I would make sure that Robot Chicken sketch comes to life.
But you'd have to program it with the voice of Red Foreman.
Of course. It's just a head. There's no vocal cords anymore, so it can be done.
Yeah. Oh God! It became self-aware.
Elian.
If you watch Robot Chicken, you'll get that reference, ladies and gentlemen. So there's our answer to that question. Next question comes from Jason Voorhees 2011. He asked, how would you handle a crossover between The Incredibles and the Marvel Universe?
Isn't that called the Fantastic Four?
I don't know, it would be a lot of fun, don't get me wrong. It would be fun to see the Incredibles in the Marvel Universe. just to see how they would react and stuff like that. But obviously, yeah, it would be mostly Incredibles and Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. How would you take it? Like, what characters would you want him to meet?
Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom.
Yeah. Doom would be obviously a lot of fun. I think, like, other terms of characters, I think it would be fun to see Dash hang out with Spider-Man, or someone, like, on the Young Avengers. Like, I'd like to see, like, Violet on the Young Avengers.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Oh, she'd become a Loki fangirl. Oh, come on, look at her. You know she would.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
She probably has a Tumblr with Tom Hiddleston on it.
Yeah. Which, by the way, rounding back to the Captain Hook thing, apparently Tom Hiddleston's playing Captain Hook in a Disney movie.
Oh, cool. I can see that.
Yeah. It's kind of weird because Disney won't let Hiddleston go.
Would you?
Touche. Yeah. But, however, that movie is a Tinkerbell animated film. So, I don't think I'm going to watch it. Even if it does have the Hiddleston.
Yeah, not even for him, no.
Yeah. If you want to see it, that's fine. Just report back to me if you want, if it was any good. Anyway, we're getting off topic. So in other words, yeah, it would be fun. I think it'd be the whole crossing into the other universe thing, and have fun from there, Jason. But anyway, thank you for that question. Next question comes from Wolfman the Impaler, and he asks, since Disney and Warner Brothers are rivals, especially since Disney owns Marvel and Warner Brothers owns DC, how would you feel if Disney produced a Gamera movie in response to Warner Brothers' Godzilla?
That's my answer. You're giving them my answer.
Disney's Gamera. Think about that.
Well, they have to bring Kenny back, who constantly throws himself into danger, suffers no consequences, and gets people killed. I hate that kid.
Disney's Gamera. It sounds weird when I say it.
Make a Fin Fang Foom movie.
The thing is, and don't get me wrong, I would love to see a new Gamera film. I mean, Gamera versus Isis is like one of the greatest kaiju movies I've ever seen.
Kenny! If you watch Mystery Science Theater 3000, you get this.
I know, I wasn't going to say anything. It was actually kind of funny because I watched the Mystery Science Theater movie today.
Love it.
Yeah. Also, look at by the way. Let's see, Shatner. Oh, we're good.
Look out, President Clinton. Wait, we're talking about Disney, aren't we?
Yeah. But look, Wolfman, I'm not trying to make fun of you. It's just I find it really unlikely that they'll do that. The closest they'll do that is put in Fin Fang Foom in some movie, which I'm all for.
Iron Man 4, you never know, especially since this will be paving the way for there being an actual Mandarin after all. We'll find out next month when All Hail the King comes out, but...
Yeah. Have they announced, like, who's really going to play the real Mandarin?
No, not yet.
I guess they're trying to keep it a surprise.
They might not even want to tie their hands to the big-name actor yet. They might hint that there is one, but we'll see. I don't think we're actually going to see a Mandarin in it, but they might hint that there is one.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I don't think Disney would be that kind of big of a rival for, Warner Brothers having Godzilla. I don't think they'd go out of their way to get Gamera. Especially when they can just create their own monster.
Gamera's not going to compete against Godzilla anyway.
Why do you say that? They've always been box office rivals.
Godzilla is much bigger in this country, especially than Gamera. I mean, the average person here doesn't know what Gamera is.
is that if Disney really wanted to compete against Warner Brothers, I think the logical choice is just make their own monster. But I don't really think Disney's in the mood, like, it would make kaiju movies. Do you really see, like, a Disney kaiju verse?
I can't see it, no.
Yeah, so, sorry, Wolfman, I'm gonna have to say no on that. So anyway, but thank you for that question, and I wasn't trying to be mean, it's just Disney's Gamera doesn't bode with me. Nobody Z. I hope I didn't butcher that name. Anyway, Nobody's asks, how would you handle a story where the Disney universe and the Marvel universe fused into one?
What Disney universe? There's a lot of Disney universes.
Like, let's say all the collective Disney characters were in one universe and it merged with the Marvel universe. And
well, I suppose Howard the Duck paves the way for that sort of thing.
Hey, Howard the Duck and Darkwing Duck team up? I'm in. I don't know, I mean, it'd be cool to see all that, because I think inevitably we're going to get that somewhere. I mean, we obviously saw that with Phineas and Ferb Mission Marvel. Is that somewhere down the road, there's going to be like a comic or an animated film that's going to have that.
Yeah.
It's kind of inevitable that we'll get that. I mean, hell, there was a Looney Tune Justice League comic.
Doc Ock puts himself in Mickey Mouse's body, Superior Mouse.
Thank you, Greg.
And no one knows he's acting different. No one notices.
Yeah, everyone thinks he's just being a jerk.
While he's driving giant robots down the middle of, down through Sleeping Beauty's castle.
Yeah. I don't know, but there would be some interesting character, like, meetups. Like, I'd love to see Ghost Rider and Jack Skellington hang out. No, like, the Hulk finds his way to Halloween Town, and he's like, and everyone's like, oh, cool, another monster. Or, no, better yet, like, the Legion of Monsters in Halloween Town, like Werewolf by Night, Michael Morbius, Blade, the Living Mummy, and Man-Thing. They all end up there.
Dr. Doom falls onto the Wuzzles Island.
I don't know, frickin' Jafar works for Dormammu.
Yeah, I can see that.
And let's not, and also Hercules meets Hercules.
Yes. well, there is a Disney's Hercules episode of the cartoon show called, it's on YouTube, Hercules and the Twilight of the Gods, where he meets the Norse pantheon.
Really?
Yeah, there is. Look for it.
Huh, I know there's one. I know there's one where he crossed over with Aladdin.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. Go find it. Loki comes to Greece to recruit Hercules to become the new thunder god, so that Ragnarok will happen.
I'm gonna go find that later on tonight.
And the Fates and the Nords are the same people, the same exact people. And Phil said they're double dipping mythologies. It's on YouTube. It's there.
Yeah.
Hercules and the Twilight of the Gods.
Yeah, so I think it'd be interesting to have like Thor meet that Hercules. Like, my Hercules is nothing like you. It'd also be fun to see. I don't know.
Baron Zemo and the Masters of Evil lay siege to Disney Castle, and that was a very dark story, even for Avengers in the 80s. That would be disgusting. Baron Zemo just destroying all their shit while they're tied up and torturing them.
Let's see, Doctor Strange versus Maleficent.
Nice.
I think Spider-Man hanging out with, I don't know, who would you want to see Spider-Man hang out with?
That's a good question. I mean, I've never actually given this any thought, but
Hey, we're getting that thought now.
who would I like to see Spider-Man hang out with? Well, who could make his life even more miserable than it already is?
Oh no, like Spider-Man versus Clayton from Tarzan.
Oh God.
Like Clayton and Craven together.
Nice.
Hmm. Let's see. Deadpool and I got nothing for him. Like Deadpool meets.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah, because there is more to this question. Like, and only Deadpool and Phil Coulson would know that this is not how things are supposed to be, and thus make a team to fix this mess and cloning all over the worlds. I was just gonna go with the whole Marvel meets Disney.
The Deadpool has to sleep with a Disney princess.
He ends up with Madame Nim by accident.
Okay. You know, I can see that. I can shockingly see this. Very clearly see this. No, I want that image out of my head.
You know how like she shapes, like she turns herself into a beautiful woman, and Deadpool ends up the next day.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
And then he just keeps he throws up in his mask. And he like takes a gun to his testicles.
And Tony Stark sleeps with Jasmine.
No, that would be the guy that gets all the princesses.
There you go. There you go. At once, at the same time.
Yeah. Hey, he is like, hey, the prince goes to rescue Sleeping Beauty. Iron Man's already there. Sorry, but I'm her knight in shining armor.
Mulan meets Agent May from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and says to her, remember back when you used to be an interesting character? I really don't like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't. I wanted to. I tried, but...
Actually, I think it'd be cool, like, you know the character Shang-Chi?
Yes.
Him and Mulan team up.
Oh, nice. I can see that.
I don't know, the possibilities are fun and endless. Anyway, moving on, thank you for that question, nobodies. Next question comes from Death Christ 2000. He asks...
Nobody knows the trouble I see. Sorry.
Next question comes from Death Christ 2000, and he says, this counts. How would you do a part of the Kingdom Hearts in which Sora, Donald, and Goofy went to the Marvel Universe? Story, characters, bosses, heartless types, assists, and Professor Gamble.
Okay, Spider-Man would be the one that you team up with, obviously.
He'd be the party member.
Doctor Doom would be the big bad of the stage world. And you could have some smaller villains, as many bosses. I mean, I could see people like, to balance this out, you can't use a bunch of big bads. I mean, as much as I love Green Goblin, I went through Green Goblin in there. I mean, maybe Doc Ock or...
Fin Fang Foom would be a great boss fight.
There you go, Fin Fang Foom. Loki. Oh, it's 2013. 2014, of course they would use Loki.
Yeah. Thor, and I think Thor would be also a party member. Actually, I think Asgard would be... If you wanted, like, just to use a Marvel world, I think that they would just go with the 9 realms.
If they wanted to do a Marvel world, instead of being New York, it's going to be Spider-Man. You know this.
I know, but if they wanted to pick something out of Marvel and like have its own world, it would be Asgard.
Yeah, it could. But yeah, but I think most likely it'd be Spider-Man with the villain as Doctor Doom and some smaller villains like Electro, Vulture. You wouldn't get Bullseye because they wouldn't put him in a game like this, but...
Well, that they can't... Well, oh yeah, they can use them. They got the rights back.
Uh-huh.
I think like another boss fight would be like Sandman.
Yeah, I can see that.
The Juggernaut.
Nice, yeah.
And maybe like if they want to extend the Marvel Universe, maybe Wolverine is also a party member.
No, Wolverine becomes a summon who you take with you, because Wolverine goes everywhere.
I could go with that. Or Storm as a summon.
It'd be Wolverine and you know it.
I know. And then you get like Berserker stuff, like he can do multiple quick attacks or something. But yeah, in terms of like Heartless characters, what do you think the Heartless would look like?
Heartless Ultrons. Heartless Sentinels.
I was gonna. No. I was gonna say Heartless, like Heartless Spider Slayers.
That too, yeah.
Maybe like a version of Heartless that are like, what was I gonna say? Like mutated by the Goblin formula.
Heartless Hydra soldiers.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I don't know what... I guess, like, maybe the key... What if they got, like, a Keyblade out of this, what do you think the Keyblade would be like? Oh, just call it the Excelsior.
The Excelsior would be an Infinity Stone.
Yeah.
It'd have an Infinity Stone in it. Infinity Gem. They're calling them Infinity Stones in the movie, but I'm not... You know what I mean.
Yeah. Oh, that would be great. Like, they call it they call it Excelsior or the Infinity. I think, like, actually, you know, it'd be interesting if they use, like, the Cosmic Cube in here.
Yeah. Hey, it's in Lego Marvel.
Yeah.
I like this question.
I really like it too. I think because if you wanted to do just Spider-Man, or use Spider-Man characters as bosses, Venom would be an obvious one.
Yeah. If it's just Spider-Man characters, Green Goblin is the big bad because he's Spider-Man's arch nemesis.
That or Doc Ock.
Although Green Goblin has never really been... He hasn't been a big bad in a video game since the first movie game. It's kind of weird. They made a lot of Spider-Man games, but he's never been a main villain in ones.
Yeah.
It's funny. Think about that.
Yeah, it is weird, but like if you wanted to use a villain, like another part of the universe, like in the Marvel that is Marvel but not in the Marvel universe.
Thanos.
Yeah, Thanos. Oh, Thanos would be great.
Galactus.
I don't know how you do a boss fight against Galactus because it's freaking Galactus. Oh, you know, like a party member could be Surfer as a summon.
That'd be awesome, but it's gonna be Wolverine.
Yeah. Well,
I guess I'm thinking what's more likely to happen instead of what
we'd want to happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if you could use thinking outside the box a bit, like with Asgard. I think, again, Thor would be a party member, Loki would be a bad guy, and Hiddleston would want to be in there because it's Hiddleston.
Oh, look at him. Call up Hiddleston, he'll show up in the outfit.
Yeah. He's like, Hiddleston, he's like, Tom, what are you doing here? I'm here to voice Loki. Why? Okay, I understand that, but why are you dressed as him? No reason. But, no, then you can have boss fights against Surtur or Malekith, Ulik, and the Wrecking Crew.
Yeah.
But obviously, like you said, if we do get that, it would be Spider-Man.
Yeah, and Doctor Doom would be the main villain.
Yeah. Unless they wanted to do multiple, maybe you could pick out multiple members, because we don't know what the rules are for Kingdom Hearts 3. So.
This is true.
So maybe you could you could have multiple you can switch between characters for party members. Like you could have, it would still be you and two other party members. But maybe you could switch out both Donald and Goop for.
Can we get Josh Keaton back as Spidey for this?
Yeah, I would want that too. But it would be Drake. It'd be Drake Bell. You know that.
But to be fair to Drake Bell, I think he's a horrible voice actor. I don't like his Spider-Man, but I love him trolling Justin Bieber fans on Twitter. Have you seen this?
I've heard of it.
Look it up. It's great.
But that's the one they would use.
Yeah, I know. Hey, you know what? If they have Spider-Man checking Twitter trolling Justin Bieber fans, I'd be for it.
Yeah, I think if you could maybe you could have you could have Spider-Man and Iron Man, or Spider-Man and Captain America, or Thor and Wolverine.
Yeah, fun.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you for that question, Death Christ. Next question comes from what was I going to say? Marcus Keener, or hope I'm saying that last name right. Okay, here is a question that you would like. If Gravity Falls or the show in general encountered aliens, predators, Jason, and Freddy, what would it be like, and how would you kill that douchebag Robbie with the previous characters?
I've never seen Gravity Falls, so this one is all yours.
You really need to watch it, man.
I know, I just haven't seen it yet.
You need to make time. It's this is amazing sauce.
That's what I hear. I just haven't seen it yet.
All right. Stand back and let me work my magic. Okay, aliens. With the aliens, I think it would be like with Gravity Falls aliens. It would be something like maybe the Predator ship crash landed in Oregon years and years, like many years ago, and now the aliens are waking up and chestbuster to rob him. Predator kills him after trying to pick up a weapon. Jason is the thing with Jason and Freddy is that they like to hang out in their spots. So it'd be really, although to be fair, Jason's been in space and in Manhattan, which I actually, by the way, I like Jason X. Thank you very much.
Never saw it, no opinion.
So it'd be really hard to the thing is like getting Freddy and Jason there because they usually hang around their spots, save Jason who went to Manhattan. Who also, by the way, in that movie, that was Kelly Hu's first movie.
Kelly who?
Kelly Hu. She's Karai in the new Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, Kelly Hu.
Yeah.
Okay, you said Hugh. I was thinking who? Yeah, no, I've met Kelly Hu.
I thought it was Hugh, really.
Yeah, wasn't she Lady Deathstrike, and I know she was Shashan and Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Because I said I met Kelly Hu.
Oh, really? What's she like?
She's cool. She's a geek. She's one of us.
She's also in every interview I've seen her, and she's freakishly tall.
Yeah, she is.
Like she looks like, and she also has she's built.
Well, I wouldn't kick her out of. I'm not gonna finish the sentence. You all know what I'm about to say.
Anyway, as most of you guys would know, I like huge fan crush on that person. Anyway, enough about my personal life. Yeah, that's the thing. That's kind of difficult to say with Freddy and Jason, but Aliens and Predator, there you go. But if I had to say Jason rips him apart, and Freddy does something horrible. I don't know. With Freddy, you have to be very intricate and artistic.
Jason just shows up. You don't even need a reason. He just shows up one day.
Yeah. Next question. Thank you for that question, Marcus. Next question comes from the Omnitron12345, and he asks, Since Disney now owns Star Wars, do you think they'll try to incorporate elements of it into the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Like have Star Wars characters or concepts come in to fill in the gaps for alien races and concepts that Marvel doesn't have the movie rights to, like the Skrulls, Galactus, or the Phoenix Force, for example, or have it go both ways with Marvel elements in Star Wars?
I hope not.
I really don't want that. I'm sorry, Omnitron. I don't want that at all. And I don't think Disney's gonna do that. And it's something. As much as I'm all for crossovers and whatnot, and I obviously have my fun in the Marvel 2K14 universe, the fanfiction side I work for. This would not be good at all because then you'd have to have. I'm sorry. I don't think that's a possibility.
Yeah.
And Marvel in I mean, it would be cool to see Marvel and Star Wars meeting somehow, but not like
unofficial. But don't make it a movie.
Yeah, don't make it a movie or something.
Well, if the crew of the Enterprise can meet the X-Men in a novel, they can do that. But I wouldn't win anything.
I own that. By the way, I own that novel.
Of course you do. Of course you do.
No, really, I do. It was a penny on Amazon.
Oh, there you go. Shipping probably costs more.
Yeah. Actually, no. It was actually a present my grandmother gave me for graduating.
Oh, nice, nice.
Which is weird because I think I actually wanted the one with the TOS X-Men, and she got me that instead. And here's the freaky part about it. It's a sequel to an X-Men Star Trek crossover, X-Men Star Trek TNG crossover, which is a sequel to Star Trek First Contact. That just blew your mind, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. It did.
And so I guess, long story short, Omnitron, I'm going to say no to that. Anyway, thank you for that question, though. Next question comes from Andre Partridge, and I hope I'm saying that last name right. Andre asks, do you think that a Disney version of the story Faust would be a good Disney animated film? If not, then which famous fairy tale do you think Disney would do next?
They'd have to do a lot of adapting, but I could see that.
Faust, because Faust is the whole, the guy sells his soul to the devil, Yeah, it's an opera. First, is it an opera or is it an actual fairy tale? Because I just know it as an opera.
I think it's an opera.
I don't know, because that would be a very difficult story. Because then you have to say this guy sold his soul to the devil. Yeah, you have to flat out say it. You can't, and he wanted it for what? I think it was power.
Yep.
So how are you going to like a guy who wanted to sell something for power? You'd have to change it like he had to do something good. I mean, or as I recall, the play was that Faust, for knowledge, sold his soul for more knowledge or power or whatever, and then he fell in love and got his soul back.
Yeah.
But then, people are going to bash, it's not like Disney's done dark stuff before.
Well, look what they did to Hunchback of Notre Dame. That's a very dark book.
I was about to say that, and it's a very dark movie.
With a happy ending, although, if you know how the book ends, it's not like that.
Yeah. Then, though, to be fair, you could say that about all the Disney movies.
Yeah, Little Mermaid is another prime example.
Yeah. Anyway, you'd have to... I don't know, I'm not saying no, but it'd be difficult. Because, like I said, well, actually, no, the demon's name is Mephisto, so... And then people would be like, oh, it's Marvel's Mephisto. I'd be kind of disappointed if it wasn't. Yeah, Faust, One More Day. That would be the song in the movie.
Oh, no. I don't want to be reminded of One More Day, no.
Yeah, instead of One Day More, it's One More Day. And then the reprise song with One Moment in Time.
Quesada gets royalty.
No, Quesada voices Mephisto.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. I don't know, is there any other fairy tales that they haven't done yet?
Just look out east, look to Africa. There's a lot of stuff they haven't done yet.
There's a few, maybe they could do Rip Van Winkle or something. I don't know. Again, I guess it just lives... I'm not saying no, but it'd just be you have to go all out with a Faust one.
Apparently in the 80s and 90s they wanted to do The Hobbit, but they couldn't get the rights.
Yeah, and look what we got now. That's it. Yeah, which, things just work out the way they do.
Well, Smaug would sing in Disney's Hobbit.
Admittedly, I'd kind of want to see the song of Smaug.
Goblin Town. Well, there you go. Tolkien already provided them a bunch anyway. There you go.
Yeah, well, to be fair, Goblin Town... Yeah, Goblin Town is pretty much like a Disney villain song.
Down, down to Goblin Town.
Down, down, down in Goblin Town.
I love they put it on the extended edition.
Yeah. That's not a song, it's an abomination. Abominations, machinations. That's all you're gonna find down here. As most of you guys can tell, I really like the extended edition of Unexpected Journey.
Me too, I own a copy.
Anyway.
Okay, Walt Disney's Game of Thrones, I want to see that.
We're getting off topic.
You want to see that too?
Kind of, yes. Andre, so thank you, Andre, Andre Partridge, for that question. Next question comes from Kyle Reese. No, really, that's the guy's name, Kyle Reese.
Okay.
You're still... So the Terminators haven't gotten to you yet. That's good. Kyle Reese asks, what are some stories, any genre, do you think Disney would be good at adapting? Didn't we already do this? We already
just did.
Yeah, we just did that question. Although, to be fair, he was asking more about Faust. So, yeah, just to reestablish, I don't really know.
Disney's Anne Frank.
Dude.
We saw... It's a nostalgia shit joke again, so there you go. And it has a TV Tropes page. Look it up. Disney's Anne Frank. It's a joke.
Yeah.
The villain is Sergeant Olga, and she's a necromancer.
Is that a real thing?
Look it up on TV Tropes. It's there.
I'm gonna go look for that later on. Anyway, we're getting off topics, but yeah, we pretty much answered that question, but thank you anyway, Kyle. And just to reestablish, I don't know, because the thing with fairy tales is I've more into mythology than fairy tales, although you could argue that mythology is like fairy tales.
Yeah.
So maybe, actually, I would like to see mythologies done in movie, like Disney doing mythologies. Although, to be fair, they've done that with Hercules.
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep rambling. Anyway, moving on. Dylan Malone 14 asks, hope I'm saying that name right. He asks, what kind of comics do you like to see Marvel do to make with Disney, like Pirates of the Caribbean, John Carter, or The Incredibles, etc.?
You know my answer.
Yeah, same here, Gargoyles, but in terms of other things, there was actually when Boom Studios did Disney comics, they had some great stuff like Darkwing Duck.
They did. Yeah, let's see more of those. Continue those. Get the same people.
Yeah, and Mark Waid is there, and Mark Waid did an incredible job on Incredibles.
Yeah.
I just made an unintentional pun. He did an amazing job on Incredibles, so yeah, just have Mark Waid still works there on Daredevil and Hulk, so get him on that. In terms of other things, Pirates of the Caribbean would be a lot of fun. John Carter, even though I wasn't a fan of the movie, although John Carter's in Dynamite right now.
Yeah, I don't think they can do that.
Yeah. I'd like to see an Aladdin animated series done into comics.
Yeah.
There's a long shot. I don't know. Any other ideas outside of Gargoyles?
And the ones you mentioned, nothing I can think of. That and the titles that Boom had.
Alright. More or less that, guys.
Continue those, yeah.
Yeah, just continue those. Anyway, thank you for that question, Dylan. Next comes from Brian Kiersey, and he asks, how would you handle a Gravity Falls movie?
Again, your department.
Yeah, I was about to say, just let me... I don't know. I'd like to see animated, but in terms of live action, I'd like to see Guillermo del Toro direct. I have no idea for a cast, and I have nothing, maybe if I thought it out more, rather than doing this Q&A, maybe if I'm not good with movies or anything. You know, I'm not good at setting up movies or whatever. So, yeah. I'm horrible at this. I'm sorry, Brian. Yeah, so... But I would have Guillermo del Toro on the project. That or Neil Gaiman.
Both.
Gaiman and del Toro do it. I don't think the world can handle that amount of awesome. Oh, and also I also have David Tennant in the movie.
Nice.
Why? Fuck you. That's why. I don't know if I'd have him playing a good guy or a villain or a mentor or a Cagliostro. Not gonna go with Cagliostro because Spawn is terrible sometimes. 90s Spawn is terrible.
An awful comic book. And there's a line in the Venture Brothers where the Spawn song comes up and someone says, Spawn? That awful comic book?
Yeah. So yeah, I'm sorry I absolutely horribly mangled that question, Brian, but yeah. Anyway, but thank you for that question anyway, and moving on to Blue Electro 52, and he asks, since Marvel is owned by Disney, no duh at this point, what Disney-related property can you fit into the Marvel Universe? Not counting...
Didn't we discuss this?
Huh?
Didn't we discuss this?
No, it was just basically the universe is he's basically asking what if a Disney character became part of the Marvel Universe, like how Angela from Spawn is now part of the Marvel Universe.
Maleficent.
Well, hang on, not counting Gravity Falls, since you've done a video about it already. It actually knows they're not part of the official universe. They're part of the Marvel fanfiction universe I'm a part of, Electro. So yeah, sorry about if that was confusing, but yeah, Gravity Falls is not officially in the Marvel Universe, just in a fanfiction universe. But I would be fair though, Gravity Falls would be great in the Marvel Universe. Maleficent would be cool as a villain. Mirage as a Doctor Strange villain.
Yeah, we call her Sekhmet, the Egyptian lion ascended goddess.
Well, actually, like, I had this whole headcanon origin for her, was that Mirage is actually a demigoddess, and her mother was Sekhmet.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, and she's basically, half human. Because in Egyptian mythology, they've always said that, Sekhmet was the guardian of the pharaohs. Basically, like, maybe one of the pharaohs and her and Sekhmet, bump sarcophaguses. And
Nice.
9 months later, dun dun.
That could work.
Yeah, so there you go. Headcanon origin for Mirage, and Mirage in the Marvel Universe. Gargoyles would be cool. Xanatos would make a great Iron Man villain.
Just for the record, Wiseman's gone on record that he's personally against it.
Really? Why is that?
Because he just doesn't think the two universes are all that compatible. And he
Thus,
wants to,
says the
and he
guy
wants
who
his
did
universe and he wants his universe to retain its uniqueness.
Says the guy who did a crossover with Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yeah, that was a Larka goof. It wasn't meant to be. It was for the gathering. It was for the fans and the actors who were attending. It was never meant to be anything official.
Fine.
And
But,
hey, I was in that plane myself.
yeah, what was I gonna say? And that's not just Greg who says that. Weissman, and Greg over here says that. My friend in the Marvel 2K14 fanfiction universe, we're using non-Marvel characters, here and there, and we have Mirage in there. We've got Gravity Falls in there. And we've got a few other things, but the head runner Chris, Mount Vernon kid on here, says no to Gargoyles. So, yeah. But to be fair, though, if Gargoyles was in that universe, I would have Tony Stark and Xanatos. Xanatos is an Iron Man villain.
Yeah, me too. Makes sense.
Yep. Anyway, thank you for that question, Blue Electro 52. Blue Electro 52, I mean. So, next question comes from Zach the Thunder King, and he asks, favorite Disney songs?
Be Prepared and Hellfire.
Oh, dude, Hellfire's my number one as well. Yeah, basically every villain song is awesome.
Yeah.
Because the villains get the best songs. So, Be Prepared. No, Hellfire's my number one. Because that song, it's not really much about taking over the world. It's about this creepy old guy wants to get with this woman, and he's willing to have his soul burn in hell for it. That is a really dark tone. Be Prepared. I actually like My Lullaby from Lion King 2.
Never saw it.
It's one of the few good Disney sequels. It's basically Scar's wife thing.
I've heard of it. I know it's...
Yeah. It's basically the character of Zira singing about... You know how Scar basically says how the hyenas are going to do all the work and he's just going to direct them? Zira's talking about is talking about genocide.
What?
Yeah. Zira's whole song is about genocide. But in terms of like other songs, obviously the entire Lion King soundtrack on a whole. Also with Hunchback, there's also other good songs in there, like The Court of Miracles. So many. Any others for you?
No, that's it.
Alright. I mean, obviously Disney has some of the greatest songs
Yeah.
ever, so... Those are just a few. So, thank you for that question, Zach. Next question comes from Marvel DC Fans Review, and he has 3 questions, but... Okay, let me read them out, and we'll pick out which ones we want to answer. Okay, who's your favorite Disney villain? We're already going to get that question, so we'll skip that. And so, actually, yeah, we will skip that because someone else has that question. Well, actually, no, it's top 5 Disney villains, but yeah, I'm getting confused here. Who's your favorite Disney villain? What's your favorite Pixar film? And what was the first Disney film you ever watched? So, okay, let's pick out one question each to which one we want to answer. Greg, which one do you...
You go first.
I'm going to say favorite Pixar film for me. My favorite Pixar film has got... Oh, there's so many I love. But I think my favorite Pixar film has got to be... I'm going to go with Up. No, not Up. The Incredibles.
Cool.
Up is my number 2. But The Incredibles, it takes elements of like the pulp fun era of superheroes, and it adds in like a lot of the inspiration for it was Watchmen.
Totally.
Yeah. So The Incredibles, and here I am keep saying, really, Cars 2, Cars 3, Planes, and meanwhile I'm in the background shouting, Incredibles 2! What about you? Which question do you want to answer?
What are the other choices again?
The other 2 choices are, who's your favorite Disney villain, and what was the first Disney film you ever watched?
First one I ever watched, I think it was Sleeping Beauty in theaters. I'm not quite sure, but I think that's it.
Alright. So yeah, as always, it was, sorry to disappoint Marvel DC fan reviews, but it was always one question per person. So yeah. So yeah, sorry, I'm not trying to be a jerk here, but that's the rule of one question per person. But we did answer one question each of the different ones. If we had a third person here, all the questions would have been answered. Yeah. Anyway, Action Fan 19, thank you for that question, Marvel DC. Next question comes from Action Fan 19, and he asks, have you ever seen Atlantis: The Lost Empire? If you did, what are your thoughts on it?
I hated it.
I liked it. It's not the great.
I think the spin-off series that got killed mid-production would have been good, though. I mean,
yeah, I think I was actually kind of disappointed when I found out. Oh, it was a movie that's basically the first 4 episodes of the show.
Episode 7 would have been the Gargoyles crossover. I've got a copy of the script.
Like, wait, seriously?
Seriously, I almost got a copy of the voice track that was never animated with Marina Sirtis' Timona in it. And no, I don't have permission to post that anywhere, sorry.
Now I'm really disappointed.
Hey, if you want to see it, come to Convergence in July. I mean, it's going to be played there. Why is someone play it?
Now I'm really pissed off.
But the basic premise is that in 1920 in Paris, they encounter a hunter named Fiona Canmore who's hunted Demona.
So it basically wasn't all the Gargoyles, it was just Demona, really.
Just Demona and a hunter.
And one of the Canmores, basically.
One of the Canmores, Fiona Canmore, who shows up in the Bad Guys comic book in issue 6.
Okay. And also people, just to reiterate, because I don't think a lot of people heard him, he can't Greg here can't post that online.
I will, well, yeah, it would piss off a lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of higher-ups. Anyway, but now I'm really pissed off. But no, I really liked Atlantis: The Lost Empire. It was a cool steampunky kind of story. Didn't feel like a Disney movie, and I actually liked that. So yeah. Thank you for that question, Action Fan. Yeah. So, next question comes from BooRat1, and I knew someone was going to ask this question. What is your top 3 Disney deaths?
Frollo, Radigan, and let's say Clayton. Clayton's just pretty graphic.
Yeah. And 2 of those, a lot of Disney deaths happen from falling off ledges. For me, Disney deaths, you can't help but obviously put up Mufasa, and this is not in any order, but in just top 3 in any order, Mufasa's death. I mean, obviously it's Mufasa's death. It's like, I'd have to go with also the death of Clayton, because that's a really dark one.
Nice.
And the death of it's a really tough one, but I think like in terms of of other villain deaths, I'd have to go with Maleficent's death.
Oh, I can't believe I didn't say her, yeah. She's up there for me. Another one I like, and I realize I'm going past 3, is the Archmage's death on Gargoyles. They just ripped the eye of Odin off of him, and the Grimoire marking on the magic book he consumed just destroys him from within.
Yeah. Yeah, so Maleficent's death is actually also pretty graphic because it's literally a sword getting impaled into her chest and falling several feet down a cliff.
And she turns into a smear.
Yeah.
With a sword sticking in it.
So, yeah, thank you for that question, BooRat1. So, thank you for that. Next question comes from Human74 Roth, and he asks, what is the most underrated Disney animated film in your opinion?
Great Mouse Detective.
Okay, yeah, I'll go with Great Mouse Detective as well. I think other ones are The Rescuers Down Under. It's a lot better than the first movie. It's one of those times when the sequel is better than the first movie. And the animation's beautiful, in my opinion.
But Great Mouse Detective is my #1 answer.
I think in terms of other ones that are kind of underrated, Treasure Planet. Treasure Planet, I think, gets a total bum rap. I think like other ones that are really underrated. I like The Black Cauldron. I don't care what anyone else says.
I've never actually seen it, so I can't opine.
I'm one of those few people who did like. Well, actually, no, I can't. Oh, I was about to say Oliver and Company, but thinking back on it, I wasn't too crazy about it. Also, I think Hunchback is very underrated. Oh, everyone.
Yeah.
I think it's because it was just so jarring. It was so jarring from Pocahontas to that.
But yeah, Great Mouse Detective is really the only correct answer. We have to nail it down to 1.
Yeah.
Basil Baker Street, great hero. Radigan, great villain.
And that was pretty much Vincent Price having oodles and oodles of fun.
Yeah, Vincent Price.
Yeah. And that was towards the end of his life, more or less.
Yeah, he went into New Disney all his life, and he did it. He called it his favorite role ever.
Really? I never knew that.
Yeah, he did. Watch the actors on the Blu-ray disc. They have him saying it.
He always wanted to do Disney, and one of his final roles, he basically went balls out on it.
Yeah, it's like Christopher Lee went into do Lord of the Rings all his life.
Yeah. But yeah, Radigan's also a very underrated villain.
I love Radigan. He's my second favorite Disney villain.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you for that question, Roth. Next question comes from Jake Bat, and he asks, I'll let you choose my question. All right, there's 2 of them, so I guess we'll pick one each. Worst move by Disney, and 2 favorite nostalgic Disney movie. Which one do you want?
Worst move by Disney. Well, I read the book Disney War, so there's a lot of worst creative, worst business. I mean, okay, from a personal point, the Galactic Chronicles, I think, is one of the worst moves. However, if I had to pick a really bad, really, really stupid move, it's the fact that they built a real stone castle when they built Euro Disneyland, and it cost them millions and millions and millions of dollars, and Euro Disneyland was a flop. Disney War is a very interesting book. When I saw Wiseman at a gathering once after I read it, I said, "Hey, I've got this book here. You want to read it?" He says, "No, I lived it."
So I guess that's the other question's mine.
Yeah. Oh, another tidbit about that book, just FYI. When the dailies were coming back with Pirates of the Caribbean, Michael Eisner hated Johnny Depp. He didn't get what he was doing. He thought the movie was a flop. What the hell is this? What is he doing? He wanted Depp recast.
Wow. Alright, so my favorite nostalgic Disney movie. There's so many. There's too many to count.
And define nostalgic.
I guess for me, it would have to be something that I can't hate that everyone else likes. I mean, I can't hate that everyone else doesn't like. So, I guess for nostalgic for me is... actually, no, I've got a better answer. This is the Okay, for me, favorite nostalgic Disney movie, The Jungle Book.
Sure.
That was actually my first Disney movie. And I would play the hell out of that movie as a kid. I've got that on DVD now.
Nice.
And I'm proud to say that.
I don't. I wish I did.
Yeah. It's a great... I think it's a good film. That's... Okay, so there's my answer. The Jungle Book. So thank you for that question, Jake. Next question comes from Travis Frendon. And he asks, if you could make 2 Randy Cunningham 9th grade ninja episodes, what would they be about?
No.
I'll don't worry, I was about to say I'll take it over.
Okay, please.
He was basically saying female ninja and love interest type character. I don't feel like reading the whole thing, but basically in a nutshell he's asking what episodes would I want to... The 2 episodes would I want to make. Okay, 1 episode would be just this totally comical episode about Randy's mind is in Ninjanomicon, and his body is just his body's kind of separated from it, and his buddy Howard has to get his body and the book together for Randy to go back inside his own body. So just be that fun, hilarious thing of just Howard trying to save this basically catatonic body, and the other one would be basically not really a story about Randy himself, more like Randy learning about past ninjas, because the ninja, every 4 years a new ninja is given the mask, and I think it would be cool to see, like, if he sees all these different eras, all the different ninjas, like the 1920s ninja looked a lot like the Shadow, the 1940s ninja was all this big patriotic, almost Captain America-esque hero. And then you had the ninja from the 1960s. He was this very groovy, very psychedelic, fun character. And then you had like the 80s ninja, who was this very dark and gritty, just very violent character. Well, actually, no, they did have the ninja of 1985, so it would be ninja of 1990. That would be this cool, jerky...
Frank Miller ninja.
Yeah, Frank Miller ninja.
Make it actually Frank Miller as a ninja.
I was going to say 1990s ninja would be boring, like all 90s comics.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, and 90s Marvel. 90s, unless you want to make it like 90s DC. 90s DC is awesome.
Yeah. Oh, you youngins and your ninja Randys. I remember when DuckTales was new. I remember when DuckTales premiered.
Yeah. So, anyway. Okay, next, thank you for that question, Travis. Next question comes from Lydia Cerebros, and she asks, what are your top 5 Disney villains?
Okay, I'm trying to figure out how to answer this. Should I go 1 per production? This will fill up Gargoyles villains pretty damn fast.
I'll let you go first.
Okay, I'm going to go 1 per production here, although in this case I'm going to cheat and say Demona and Xanatos is my choice for Gargoyles, and I'll say Maleficent, Professor Radigan, Hades, Jafar, and how many is that so far?
I think that's 5.
There you go, there's 5.
Alright. So, mine would be... I'm gonna go just Disney movie villains, because it'd be a little more easier. So number 1, first and foremost, is Shere Khan.
Yes.
Because Shere Khan is awesome. I mean,
it's better than Scar.
Well, yeah, I'll go with that. But Shere Khan, the thing is with Shere Khan was that he didn't need henchmen. He kind of had his own thing going for him, and everyone, even though you don't see a lot of him, he's kind of built up as this big bad villain. Well,
if you think about it, tigers are pretty much the master of the jungle. I mean, the male lion just lazes around and lets the female do all the hunting for him. I mean, it was accurate for the species.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Mufasa was way too proactive to be a lion. Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of funny when you think about it. You know that Mufasa's great circle of life speech?
Yes.
You notice how also, then he talks about how the hyenas are banished and all that, and he's like, okay, all of us are connected, except those guys over there in that graveyard. Fuck those guys.
That's because they're black.
Well, I wasn't gonna say that. Also, by the way, another side note is I think when you think about it, he's not on my list, but when you think about it, Gaston was right.
Yeah. Oh well, Gaston got his revenge later. The French Revolution happens only a few short years later, and Belle and the Beast get hanged or beheaded.
Yeah.
And I just ruined your childhood.
There you go, Les Miserables.
Hey, they were French nobility. That's what happened.
Are they from France? I always thought it was Britain.
Yes, it's France. No, it's France. And it was that exact era.
All right.
Maybe only less than 10 years before the Revolution. What do you think happened to them?
Anyway, getting back to my
5. You're 5.
So it would be 5. That would be my number 1, but in no other order. The other ones would be Frollo.
Frollo's great.
Frollo, Maleficent.
Yes.
Trying to think of who else would be on this list. Maleficent, Captain Hook.
Tim Curry is better.
I like that Captain. Well, okay, Captain Hook would be like the number at the 5 spot.
That's okay. It's your list. Don't worry about it. I'm just making fun.
And I guess for number 4 would be Hades.
Nice.
Yeah. I just like that Hook because he's so over the top, and also there's this great scene where he's trying to think of a plan, and one of the pirates is getting drunk and singing. He just looks up. He doesn't even look over the shoulder. He just takes them up. Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah. Anyway. So next question comes. So think of that question, Lydia. I might actually do a top 10 Disney villains later on, and that list might be changing around, but yeah.
Nice.
Anyway,
honorable mentions go to Negaduck.
Anyway, so think of that question, Lydia. Next question comes from the Spawn 117, and he asks, "What do you?" Okay, it's pretty much 2 questions. What do you think of a Marvel Tron crossover, and what Disney character would be good for the Doctor? Now, technically, we hadn't answered this because that was Disney princesses. Now we got the whole Disney thing for the Doctor.
I'm sticking with my answer.
All right. Which one do you want to answer? The Marvel Tron or the Marvel Disney one, or the Doctor Disney one?
Marvel Tron could work. I mean, I'd be lying if I gave it much thought, but they did some weird cyber things in the 90s during the Clone Saga, especially.
Yeah, didn't they do Tron Marvel covers?
Yeah, they did. They did.
Yeah. If you did do that, I'd say Ultron is the villain.
Yes, please.
But yeah, Disney outside of Disney characters, outside of Disney princesses for companions for the Doctor, I'm going to go with this one. Captain Amelia from Treasure Planet, and not just the 11th Doctor. I'd actually have her with John Pertwee's Doctors, Doctor number 3. Just the Doctor being this big The 3rd Doctor was all about big and being authoritative and being this kind of kick-ass old guy, and Amelia was this captain of her ship, and just seeing how they would play off each other would be a lot of fun. Eliza Maza would be a great companion for the Doctor as well.
Yeah, well, hey, she took off from her job for 7 months to travel around the world on a skiff.
Yeah. Elise would be a lot of fun.
Lisa, yeah.
Yeah, Lisa would be a lot of fun. I think Maggie from Gargoyles would be fun too. Just seeing the Doctor hang out with a non-human for a while.
Maggie the cat.
Yeah.
She's not my favorite characters in that show, but
she's not terrible.
No, she's not. I guess the problem is she's not as tough as the other females, and the other females are kind of overshadow her.
Yeah.
But I get why they did that. I mean, they had to. Not everyone could be a badass.
Yeah. And to be fair, you kind of understood where she came from. I'm this horrible bat cat thing that shoots lightning.
Yeah, of course she's not. be somewhat suicidal. Well, she's pregnant now.
Yeah.
Last time we saw her in the comic, which Disney canceled.
Damn it. I think also in terms of other characters would be fun with the Doctor would be someone like now I lost my train of thought. Maybe Esmeralda would be fun?
I could see that, yeah. Sorry I have to jump in, but how many more questions are there?
About 5 more.
Okay. Just wondering, because I gotta get going soon, but I think 5 more we can stick with if we keep the answers short.
Alright, alright, so thank you for that question, because now we have to wrap it up, because Greg here has to leave soon. So, thank you for that question, Spawn.
My apologies, yeah.
Alright, so the next one's come from the last call one, and unfortunately, again, the whole the spam thing happened, so I deeply apologize for some people's question, because it says 14, but all that shows up is 5.
Blame Google Plus.
Yeah, I am deeply sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen, about that. That happened, so I'm really sorry about that. So if I didn't get your question, that means, Google Plus is being a prick. YouTube's being... I'm really sorry. Alright, so next question comes from Linerman0245, and he asks, what other company do you think Disney will buy next?
Washington, D.C. Couldn't be worse. Couldn't be worse than the last 20, 30 years of Washington, D.C. Put President Mickey, put all the other Disney members of the Disney Pantheon in Congress and the Senate. Couldn't be worse.
Yeah. If anything, you get every address of the,
Make Judge Frollo Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. There you go.
Yeah. To be fair, though, we would be getting a cool song every, presidential address.
We know Mickey would be the first president.
Yeah. So, I think, realistically, what do you think could you see Disney buying?
I'm sure they'd love to own Paramount. They own Star Wars, they own Star Trek, too.
Yeah. People have been saying they're gunning for Hasbro.
I've heard this.
Yeah.
They own Marvel. Hasbro makes the Marvel Legends figures. There you go. Plus, would give them Transformers
And MLP.
And G.I. Joe and My Little Pony. I'd give them a lot.
Yeah. The thing, I don't know if Hasbro, that could be a possibility that would be the one they might take next.
And they would own the Hub if they did that.
Huh?
They would own the Hub if they did that.
Yeah. I think the other thing that it would be that I think Disney might want to go after, and I can't obviously tell what the next few Disney plans would be, obviously. But I would say if, they would probably go after Hasbro as well. They might... I wouldn't be surprised if they took something like another comic book studio.
IDW. They mostly do licensed type books, so...
Yeah. I mean, obviously they're doing books for Cartoon Network right now, so I could see, Disney saying, hey, IDW, take these.
Please.
IDW's Gargoyles now. Or I could see them taking Dynamite.
Yeah. I wish they would buy... It won't happen, but I'd love to see them buy Sony just to get Spectacular Spider-Man back. I
would not be... sometimes I find it funny, there's an image in my head whenever, people say, oh, I want Spider-Man back with Marvel. I just have this image of, this go-kart with Michael Eisner in a Mickey Mouse hat, just driving around Sony's headquarters in a little golf cart, like a shark.
Eisner's gone, but I know what you mean. I think it'll be Bob Iger at this point. Or the reanimated head of Walt Disney on that robotic body walking around on Sony.
No, it'd be a little like a little Jetsons floating hover saucer.
I like my idea better than Robot Chicken Walt Disney.
Yeah. Yeah, so again, we can't predict what Disney will take next. None of us thought they would take Marvel or Star. Well, actually, no, Star Wars was a little predictable. What do you think about it?
Yeah. All right.
So next question is, Dark Master of Cupcakes asks, do you think that the big Disney failures, Black Cauldron, Treasure Planet, Home on the Range, Dinosaurs, among others, are actually as bad as most people say they are, or do they just get a bad rap? I like Treasure Planet and Black Cauldron. Dinosaurs is okay. Home on the Range is... I hated Home on the Range. Although, to be fair, the villain in there is a lot of fun. There's a deleted scene in there that made me laugh so hard. Like, the whole...
I haven't seen most of them, so I really can't opine, but
So here was the plan that the yodeling villain wanted. The original plan, the yodeling villain they wanted him to do. They wanted him to mind control cows and take over take over Washington and become president. And he has these three henchmen, and he's using sock puppets to get his point across. And he's like, "So what's the sock puppet for?" And he starts saying, "This is what the sock puppet's for, you damasses." But other than that, Home on the Range sucks, in my opinion. Black Cauldron's cool. I just think they get a bad rep, but some of them are bad. But what about you?
Yeah. Again, I haven't seen most of these, so I really can't opine, but, especially since they came out when I was in either in my teens or in my early 20s, like, I could be caught dead going to see a Disney movie. Now I don't give a shit, I go.
Yeah.
But, I really can't opine on this one, so, yeah.
Okay, Mr. Goodplot, we already answered that question, so next question comes from Caddy16. He asks, what were some of your favorite things or moments from Kim Possible?
I have not. You're going to hit me. I have not watched Kim Possible. I've been lectured about this before. I plan to. I just haven't watched it yet.
You're kind of leaving me out to dry in this one, man.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I liked a female acquaintance of mine cosplayed as She-Go once. I liked that.
Okay, I guess that counts in some cosmic sort of way.
I'm being honest here. I'm being honest.
I'm gonna have to go with some of my favorite things about it was the action. It was a cool action show. The last season wasn't that great. Some of my favorite scenes, like Draken, I thought was a fun villain. She-Go was awesome. I think some of my favorite things is that it knew what it wanted to be. It knew that it wanted to be fun. I think that was the big thing of why I liked it.
Tell you what, so I don't leave you completely under it, I'm going to alter the question a bit, my apologies, and replace Kim Possible with Witch. I thought Narissa was an awesome villain.
That doesn't help at all.
I'm trying to participate.
You're not helping. Alright, so thank you for that question, Caddy. And our final question comes from Electric1995, and he asks, if there was a game that was similar to Super Smash Bros. Series, or any other fighting game, what characters do you think should be in it? Okay, so basically if Disney came out with a Super Smash Bros. Type game.
Well, a mixture of movie characters and Disney Afternoon characters.
Yeah. My thing, I think actually that might be possible, because, you have Super Smash Bros., you have PlayStation All-Stars, and you have Disney's Infinity.
You can do this as you have Kirby fighting Solid Snake in those games.
Yeah, so if you did a Super Smash Bros. Type game, but with just Disney characters, I could see them use... okay, here's would be the ones I would want. Jack Skellington, Goliath.
Yes.
Maleficent.
Hell yeah.
Because obviously Frozen's a new one. If this came out... I'm saying this as if this came out this year. So, Elsa from Frozen. I think, Captain Amelia from Treasure Planet, but that's just me. Darkwing Duck.
Yes.
Negaduck.
Yeah. Color palette, different weapons, yeah.
Yeah. Don't make Negaduck like an alternate costume.
Yeah, he'd hate that.
Yeah. Um, who else would be in terms of the Captain Hook?
Yeah, Demona.
Demona, Peter Pan,
Beast.
Beast. Also, since they're under this too, Sora.
Yeah.
I could see Sora, Axel, Leon,
Keyblade Mickey.
Yeah, Keyblade Mickey. Could you count Cloud in there from Final Fantasy?
When you make the final boss of the game, I think I would picture in a bug.
I was actually going to say, like, could you use Sephiroth in this game?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Since Star Wars, Darth Vader. Darth Vader, Doctor Doom, Spider-Man, Wolverine.
The list is endless.
Yeah, the list is endless. Do you have any ones you'd want to see in there?
You've named a few of them. I mean, let's see. I would like to see Hades would be fun.
Yeah, okay.
Let's see. I mean, I played Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I played that. Dormammu, of course. Magneto. You gotta use Magneto.
All right. Magica Dispel would be a lot of fun.
Ooh, yeah. Scrooge McDuck, he beats people up with his cane.
No, you just basically use the same move set from the DuckTales arcade game.
I've got it for the PS3.
Yeah, just basically use that character mode with like the pogo stick cane and all that as attacks. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Scrooge McDuck. I would also have to say, like, in terms of other ones, maybe
Xanatos.
Yeah, Xanatos. I was just thinking that. Thalog.
Yeah, they make him an alternate skin for Goliath. You know they would.
Yeah, sadly, they would just make him an alternate skin. He's like a boss character, Oberon.
It'd be fun, yeah.
Dipper and Mabel would be a lot of fun, although I don't know what kind of moves they would use.
Buzz Lightyear and Evil Emperor Zurg.
Yeah.
And series.
Jack Sparrow.
Yes, that's perfect.
Well, that's an obvious one. Jack Sparrow would be Sully.
The Bride. Again, they own the Tarantino movies.
So yeah, Sully would be one. Randall would probably be another one. Oh, Syndrome. From Incredibles.
Yep.
He'd be cool. Mr. Incredible. Wreck-It Ralph. Ralph would definitely be one. Oh, and Tron. You gotta have Tron.
Yeah, you gotta have Tron.
Yeah.
Chernabog, though. You gotta have Chernabog. Again, Big Bad, make him the big villain of the game.
Basically make him the final Smash boss.
Yeah.
Alright. I don't know, like, I don't think you want to use the characters from Cars, though.
Hell no.
Yeah. Alright, that pretty much is it. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a good time.
Yeah, so, anyway, I want to thank Greg for coming on here.
Alright, thank you for having me.
And once again, I want to apologize for not being able to get to everyone's question. YouTube and Google Plus, I'm really sorry about. Yeah. But anyway, guys, once again, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and yeah, see you guys later.
Later.